Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am the nail lady. I'm excited for this video because essentially we are doing vampire fang nails. So what you'll have is 2 stiletto nails. These will be the fangs clearly, and this will be 2 of the regular front teeth. I don't know what you call them. I'm not a dentist, but you know what I'm getting at. Okay, so I've already pre-painted these nails. These were the color of natural, so this is how they look naturally. And I colored them white. And I just like to have them pre-done for you all, so it doesn't take up too much time. So what we're going to do is we're going to color these nails as we would bloody fangs. So I'm going to use a few that I've already done as a kind of scope of how I want it to look. Okay, so what we're going to do is start off with the red, and we're just going to outline the bottom part, and you can actually use the brush for this part so it goes on a little easier. And you're going to drag the gel upward like this in random spots, and we're also going to go from the top as well. I know a lot of people like just the blood to be at the bottom where it impacts, you know, the skin, I suppose. But me, I like it just a little bit more gory, a little bit more. They really enjoy their snack. So we're gonna go in with this red and put it wherever you wish, but I just like to do kind of the perimeter of the nail, just a little bit flowing up. And you'll do this with all of the nails. So because these are the fangs, these are going to be a lot more bloody and gory than these ones would be. So I'm going to actually use my brush. What I'm using is Cuccio's A Kiss in Paris. And this is the most beautiful red that they have. It's just miraculous. It's beautiful, gorgeous fire engine red. We actually use this color for state board practical exam. So we're gonna just splash it all over this nail. And this one as well. Well, that was still wet, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna get some over there anyway. So what we want to do with these nails, because they do have the red, primarily the blood, primarily on these ones, the stiletto ones. What we'll do is keep them as they are, essentially wherever this red flows. And keep the blood at a thick level like this. And again, we are going around the perimeters as well. And you'll see why in a moment. I'm going around the perimeter, just maybe like the crown area here. And next step, we're going to take a brush. Mine kind of got ruined. This is supposed to be like a an art brush for like one stroke, but instead it got a little damaged, so I use it instead as a brush to fan out like this. So you're just gonna press it down. Yes, I know I have to do this other nail. Press it down to where it goes like this. It's thinning out the polish, and it's spreading it out as well. See? So wherever you decide on doing it, go ahead and do that. So just a little bit at the bottom. I'm gonna do the free edge like that. or the tip. And yeah, just go around it like the blood is kind of misted onto the nail. But we're not gonna do too much. We're gonna leave this pretty much like that. And I'm just gonna use this excess gel from this nail, so we're not being wasteful. And use it on this one here. Make sure you can see that. And with this one, we're going to leave all that gore right there. And we're still going to go across the top here. Now, you don't have to, but this is just how I wanted to do my nail personally. And we're going to leave some of that white on there. And it'll get back white once I wipe this brush off. Okay, ooh, spooky. I hope everyone's being safe this Halloween. And staying as safe as you can be. I don't know how safe it is to go trick-or-treating during this pandemic. But whatever you decide, stay in, you know, have just a giant bowl of candy with yourself and your family or your friends or whomever you may want to hang out with this Halloween. Maybe watch some scary movies and stay inside and be safe. That would be wonderful as well, and very safe. And fun. Seems like a fun time if you ask me. Okay, let me make sure you're in the camera. And just a slight feathering of the color. My bad, y'all. And I'm going to wipe off my brush now. Wipe it in the alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Wipe it off onto my little napkin. And just thin that out just a bit. And what I'm also doing is as I'm patting it down, I'm also pushing it down. So it's keeping that thick red part, but it's also thinning it out. So it's pushing it to the side. See? Pushing that to the side. Now let's see how I want to lay this out. Okay, wipe that off. Get my dotting tool. Go around this now. It's gory, it's nasty. Don't mind me and my little accent that came out of nowhere. I'm just having fun. Now, I can do a couple of drizzles here. So basically you're dotting your tool. Let me see. You're using your dotting tool and you're just dabbing it on there. Dab, dab, dab. And then dragging it up. Now you get it to how you want, the consistency that you want. This looks pretty dang gory to me. I'm gonna put a little bit more here. And then you're gonna cure this for 60 seconds. Okay, and I'm back. Ooh, gorgeous, gorgeous, but ooh, scary. Alright, so next step, taking my dotting tool again. Now this is just for me, you can leave it as is, but for some reason I like it like this. So I'm just gonna line this part with some black. And so it's black here. And also at the top here, I'm going to line it with some black. And I'm going to do these to all the nails. line the top with black. If you get any on the client, that's okay. You can wipe it off before you cure. And you're just going to do the same thing and feather that down. Out there. Go around the nail. Dust it out, dust it, feather it, whatever you want to call it. Ombre it, whatever. Just go around the nail. I like to think of it as like dirty teeth that what do you call it? The blood has dried up over time and turned black and gritty and nasty. I don't know. I like the ominous look of the black polish on top. So that's what I'm going to do. And once you're happy with it, go ahead and cure it. Oof. Yikes, this guy is scary and a little bit wicked, huh? Actually, I'm going to put some more gel right up here. Now, who's to say it's a guy? It's probably a girl vampire. Those exist probably too. You know, in whatever realm this is, you know. I don't know who believes in vampires and who doesn't. I mean, we're all born with canine teeth, but that doesn't mean we're born with bloodlust. Alrighty. And once again, we're cleaning up the client's cuticle area, actually known as scientifically the eponychium. You'll know that if you're in school or have been to school. Called the eponychium. The cuticle is actually the dead skin on your nails. But we call this the cuticle area for those who haven't been to school. Side walls. Side walls. Eponychium. Alright, so we're going to top coat this Mama Jamma. And again, I'm using Makartt's gel polishes. So I'm going to use the Makartt top coat. I like to slightly glaze over the top with the gel polish so that it's not dragging any polish down. Free edge, free edge. Because these nails are larger than the pinky, I use the excess gel to do the pinky nail. Being sure to get that side, and around the eponychium, known also as the cuticle area. And then I'm going to dip that back in the top coat and finish her off just like this. And watch that goriness come to life with this top coat. Make sure you're in focus. Okay, this is top coat, so we'll cure this for 60 seconds. Okay, and we're back, and this is how this is looking. But, my dear friends, we are not finished yet. Uno más. One more. So I've already painted this one layer of white polish, gel polish from Makartt. And here is the funnest part to me. Okay, so we're going to go back with these same colors, just red, just black. Okay, you're only using 3 colors, so that's nice. So what we're going to do is the same thing again. We're going to do the outlaying part in black, but we're going to start with the black first. I'm so excited for this. And we are doing the entire nail around it black. You can use the brush if you like. I just don't like to use an excess amount of gel that I will end up wiping off anyway. So I'm just using my dotting tool. We're going to do just a small bit of red here at the top. Just a small bit here. And we are going to do the same thing. So there's where the red is. That small bit right at the top, just a little bit, but the perimeter is black. Okay, make sure your brush is clean. And because that red is at the top, I'm going to start at the bottom so I'm not blending that red in with the bottom part. So tap that out. And what we're going to do is bring that black all the way to the center here like that. Making sure the whole nail is still covered. You don't want that white space out. And the side here. Covering that white space that's shown. You may have to do 2 layers of this. I don't know. It depends on how you like your consistency. I'm particular about mine. I'm sure you have your own ideas. This is just a template that you can go off of. Alright. So then we'll get to this red spot here. Get that black going out, all the way to the corners. And you're just tapping your brush onto the nail, just tapping it. I'm going to clean this off because it's a lot more black than it is that red, so just wipe it off on the napkin. Use your rubbing alcohol. I'm going to just put a little bit of red on my brush and just blend it in. And just get it until all of that solid black is just looking spread like this. I'm going to have to tap it a little bit more lightly because I'm spreading it out now. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. Toward the eponychium. Tap, tap, tap. Now, you don't want this black to be super black for a reason. And you'll see why in a moment when I show you. I'm going to tap some of that out. It's a bit too much black. Not blended in. Now towards the center, you'll be using your brush to push it back, you know, a little more. I'm going to put some more red on there. You're just slightly tapping it. I made up my mind that I want just a little more red around the entirety of the nail. So I'm going to do just that. Yes, it's tedious, but it'll be worth it. Trust me. I won't steer you wrong. Now, I will admit, the one type of Halloween nail that I will not do is the Ouija nails. That's not my cup of tea. And And I say that because I am starting a press-on nail business, and I won't be putting in any orders for that. So I'll let you know when my nail business launches, and you can have a couple of these sets that I've done on my page and more. So what I'm doing, you can't quite see it, but what I'm doing is here, I have the gel, and what I'm doing is taking the gel at the tip, the edge of it, and I'm just dusting it out so I'm not having an excess amount of gel when I put it on my nails here. So yes, you can custom request certain type of nails, but just that specific one I won't do. Not something I believe in, and that's okay. I'm sure there are other nail techs who would, but not I. Alrighty, y'all. So I decided that I wanted to put a little tiny bit more red in it because I don't know why. I just wanted it. So I put it in. So doesn't that look cool though? That ombre, that red black ombre. That is awesome. Okay. And I did put a top coat on, that's why it looks so shiny, because I wanted to protect the under art that goes underneath. Alrighty, here's the next part, y'all. Okay, so I'm nifty when it comes to figuring out how to best utilize any tools that I may have. So for better control over my art, I am using a flat, I believe it's called a flathead screwdriver. It's really tiny. You can use one from like the repair cases for your glasses, so they're really tiny, really short. So what I'm gonna do is let's see what I'll do first. I will do red, and basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the color, holding the screwdriver straight up, dragging the color so that it's not too thick. And what I'll do, go from the top here, kind of make squiggle lines of where I want my so-called blood to be. I'm gonna go throughout the nail and just do random spots of like dripping blood, like you'll see on like horror movies and stuff like that in the titles or whatever. And just take the screwdriver. If you want it thicker on one part, just dab it in one place. So just dab it, tap it, drag it down like you would do what do you call it, dripping nails that have that dripping effect, like melted ice or whatever. Drag it down, and then I'm gonna do a part with my dotting tool, and it's gonna look kind of like a blood splatter area. Bring that closer. So essentially what I'm gonna do is just use this dotting tool and pile on that area, and then I'm just gonna swipe it any direction that I want and spread that blood around, actually known as red gel polish. Make it look splattered, and then I'm gonna make it a full color here to look like that's where it splattered most. And you can take a little dab of black and put it in there and make the blood look old and like it's been there a while, tapping, rub it in to blend the colors, and then you'll tap it to get that color off. Okay, see that? I'm gonna blend it a bit more. Tap it. Now this is tedious, like you don't have to do the exact same thing that I'm doing, but I just like how it looks. So you'll have it like that. You can do a lot more, and I think that's what I'm gonna do, is a little bit more of the nail. And so this is a black area of the nail, so you'll do the red a little thicker here, and then drag it down, kind of wriggling your fingers to rock it back and forth to make it look like it's going not straight down, because water and blood and stuff, anything that trickles down is not going to be perfectly straight down, essentially, unless you pull it that way, I guess. Yeah, and then you can do a few of them where it's just dots of blood, and I would use my dotting tool, but I didn't feel like changing it. And just a little tiny tail. Alright, and then once you're satisfied with how it looks, you'll cure that. You can flash cure that actually for about 10 seconds. Your light, and let's get back to more action. So now, essentially what I did with the same thing, first you'll clean off your tool, and then you'll go into your black, dab it in your color, drag it like that, and then I'm going to turn this nail to the side. Make a line straight down. And line straight across. Now this is just how I do mine. It's easiest for me that way. Basically you're making like an E. Like a capital E. I'm gonna make this a little thicker. And then you'll take the end of that E and pull it out and bring it back like that. Get a little more gel. Of course, you don't have to use this tool. This is what I use because it makes the lines not so thick, as you can tell. See how it's thin? So I'm gonna use this screwdriver and connect it. And the tail end of this B gets a little more gel, and we're going to do the same thing we did with the blood area and just drag it down as if it's melting. See that? Continue on with the eye, and we're going to do like an icicle kind of thing. I'm going to drag it straight down until we get to about halfway. And then we're going to kind of sickle it out like we did with the bee. But it's going to kind of look more like an icicle shape. What you're doing is pretty much just curving that bottom part. Straight here, curve here. And then one more curve there. Matching the length of each letter. Like that. Now you can flash cure this just in case you are afraid that you may have it a bit like how you want it, and then you accidentally drag your finger over it or something and you ruin the letters you just perfected. So I'm going to flash cure this 10 seconds. On to the next. So I'm going to get better control of my client's hand, move it around as I need it. We're going to go straight across and let that end piece be a little bit thinner, and then down. Now I'm behind the camera, so my letters don't look that straight as it should be. Okay, straight down, and the further you go down, let it thin out naturally. Let the gel thin out naturally. Like that. See? Let it thin out naturally. And keep it that way. I'm going to flash cure this. I'm back. And be sure to turn your lamp off when you're finished, because mine was still on, wasting wattage. Alright, we're going to do this the same way as the bee. Just don't connect the ends. Straight across. Straight down. So with this, because it is kind of like a gory theme, you don't have to perfect it and make it exactly straight. See how that is? None of these are extremely straight, and that's purposeful. If you want it straight, you can use a liner brush or whatever, and you know, spend your time perfecting that. Now what I did here is I let the E extend past these other letters, and you'll see why. So go about where the other letters end, draw that nice line, and have it as such. And now it has that little tail like the bee does, just drizzling. And I'm also going to do another line right here at the middle of the bottom part of that line, and let it go down, extend a little bit further down. Again, you're making it kind of squiggly by rocking your hand back and forth. You can flash cure that if you want to, but since I'm gonna be on the left part of the nail, I'm gonna continue on. Okay, we're gonna make a straight line. 2 straight lines, parallel. Now again, this doesn't have to be perfectly straight, okay? And then we're gonna do diagonal. And diagonal. But I'm gonna cross the 2 lines over each other. I don't know why, I just like it that way. Looks cool. And then another E. Now, yes, this is tedious work, but the end result is just amazing and totally worth the time. All right. And I'm gonna do just a small line down on the side of this part of the M, that inside part, to make that drag down too. You see? Everything's melting. It's all flowing like the blood down the vampire teeth. I'm gonna line this part with a little bit of black. And one last step, top coat it. The entirety of the nail, sidewalls, and we can call it a free edge, but since it's kind of, well, yeah, we'll just call it the sidewalls. I don't care what you call it. Cover that entire nail up with top coat. God, it just really comes to life when you top coat it. Oh my. And cure. Final cure. 60 seconds UV, 30 seconds LED. Be sure to remember to put your cap on fully so it doesn't fall over, spill out. Now, I would like to say this because it needs to be known. I use Makartt nail tips. Now, the ones in this shape, they call it coffin, I call it ballerina. The ones in this shape, very sturdy, strong, perfect. But the ones in the shape that I got, which are, I believe it was oval. Yeah, oval shape. And I heard that some of their square tips are the same, where basically it's very, very thin, flimsy, and what you would need is maybe a couple of coats to strengthen the nail. Now, when it comes to the fact that you're putting so many layers on this part, it'll make it more sturdy because you can use base and top coat, etc. But that's very flimsy. You can see that it kind of squeezes even though it has so many layers. I have noticed that when you put base coat at the bottom, top coat at the bottom of the nail, it makes it stronger. However, I'm selling press-on nails, so I can't use up so much material. So I would say, unless you have, a great flow of money, maybe try another brand, or if you're okay with using the top coat, go ahead and use the top coat. But the coffin nails are very, very sturdy. However, the oval ones are not. So it's your choice whether you would like to purchase them or not. But I did want to give you a heads up about it. So my filming, it's a little more difficult behind this camera. So this is the finished look. And off camera, this is the finished look without the camera on. You can see it's a lot more red, a lot more shaded. The colors are a lot more apparent, and the letters are a lot thinner. So you can do this off camera and it'll turn out, trust me, it'll turn out better probably than mine. But this is the finished look. This one's a lot more stiletto. But they're both beautiful, very, very beautiful, and I love them. So, Bite Me goes with the theme of these gorgeous vampire fang nails. And I had a really, really good time doing these for you all. And I hope that you enjoyed them as well. I really do. So leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like this, if you have any tips or tricks of your own, any questions. And be sure to like and subscribe and share this video if you found it interesting, fun. If you want to let any of your other nail tech friends know how to do this set. And as well, if you have a nail tech of your own that you want them to do your nails like this, you can go ahead and show them this video, or any pictures from my Instagram, which is listed below, all my links and all of my products used. And thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.